I'm sure they'll be here any minute. I think I'm gonna take advantage of all this peace and quiet. Where are they?
You know, Total Drama has a shit ton of characters. Most that we can consider as favorites, and some that not all of us are very fond with. Regardless, one of the elements of the show are the characters. Despite being based off teen stereotypes, we still remember them for who they were and what they had to offer. Unfortunately, like in other TV shows, there will come a time where the people working behind the show have no idea what to add to the characters and instead mess everything up in the end. These are the characters that deserved better but sadly received the worst treatment in the entire series. This is what we call character derailment. Character derailment means that the subject, i.e. characters, went way off the personality and behavior meter from what we expected, converting their qualities from relatable and charming to outright humiliating and unlikable. These are the characters in Total Drama who seemed to look like they were going in the right direction based on their behaviors and actions, but then fate, tension, and mostly bad writing led them to the path of never-ending emotional pain and misery. And not just for the characters, but also their fans as well. So here are the top 10 worst Total Drama character derailments of all time. This is gonna hurt.
You know what they say on Blackcomb Mountain, bro? Best glimpse of heaven's on the way into hell.
Lashana. You know, Lashana was a fun character in the first season. I loved her rivalry with Heather and how she wanted to kick her bitchy ass so many times, but she also had her moments as well. I mean, Lashana beat the intense rolling log challenge against a bear and became the last one remaining in the hide and seek challenge. Hell, if anyone talks shit to her, she'll definitely beat down on someone. But speaking of talking shit, her role in Total Drama action didn't really make her out as reliable or friendly. And it started in the episode One Flew Over the Cuckoos when Lashana fake cries so her team can give her the reward to go to the spa with her cousin Lashaniqua. Hey, it's Lashana's old camp TV design. Unfortunately, she's later exposed by her teammates for lying and taking the reward for herself, and in some occasions they would pick on her and even leave her behind in a locked bank vault. Lashana tried several times to apologize and make it up to her teammates, until...
You just resent me for being a champion baton twirler! Just like you resent everybody here!
Excuse me?
Why don't you admit it? Or should we have Courtney play what you said about all of us on her PDA? It's on the Total Drama website, Lashana. Everything you said about all of us when you went on that spa night.
Well, here's a lesson, kids. Never talk shit about your friends because you're on live TV. I mean, I guess she was forgiven afterwards. And World Tour? Well, Lashana slapping the shit out of Heather was memorable, but other than that, eh. I put her low on the list because while I think the character change was completely unnecessary, I was kind of into it. It wasn't good, but I was on board with what they were going for Lashana. But then she was an afterthought in World Tour and completely ruined her character motives. But hey, at least she slapped the shit out of Heather, so it isn't too bad. Trent. Okay, I'm gonna be honest here. I'm not a fan of Trent in Total Drama. I don't think he's a bad character, but there are just a couple things that I don't like about him. And you can thank Total Drama Action for that. In Island, Trent is the cool guy who knows how to jam with the guitar and get the ladies. But he mostly kept his eye on one girl, and that girl was Gwen. I'm not on board with these two together, but I really did like the development of their relationship, giving more communication and closure. But then in action, they sucked all of the good stuff and gave us the more desperate and emotionally obsessed Trent. Now he's more focused on trying to impress Gwen because he is jealous of Gwen and Duncan being together, all the foreshadowing. And throw away the challenges just for her team to win. All because Trent didn't want to seem weak in the relationship, but he was already making a fool of himself. Gwen had enough of all the weepy shenanigans and broke up with Trent just for the sake of his sanity. But things weren't getting easy for the guy as his team, the Killer Grips, made a deal with Gwen to vote him off from the show just to prove that she isn't doing this as a strategy. You know, it's so weird that in a reality show, people will just assume you have a strategy for something. Not to mention, Trent is infatuated with the number 9, which came the fuck out of nowhere.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Squeeze me?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Your secret weapons being weird?
If being weird brings us good luck, then yeah, I'm weird. Besides, Gwen likes weird.
You're weird!
Seriously, where the hell did this come from? Later on in the first Aftermath episode, he explained his reason for the fanatical number, but it's still no excuse to bring him down like this. As much as I don't like Trent, this was just throwing an interesting character under the bus just for the sake of a storyline. Like, maybe this can work without affecting the characters involved, but the execution is the tricky part. Sadly, Trent was just seen as an emotional wreck, all because he wanted to stay with his girl. Well, on the bright side, Trent was a part of a total drama boy band called the Drama Brothers, which ended in the most hilarious fashion, and him and Gwen seemed to be on better terms as friends. But the fangirls, boy, they can be aggressive sometimes. Ezekiel.
Okay, look, dude, I know you don't get out much. Been homeschooled your whole life, raised by freaky prairie people. Just don't say much and try not to get kicked off too early, okay?
Yes, sir.
One eternity later.
No. Sierra. Okay, so a couple people were complaining that Sierra wasn't in my worst total drama characters list. I mean, I understand why, but I didn't really hate Sierra. I think she's annoying and very strange, but I don't think she's the worst. She's just a typical fangirl that knows a lot about the total drama cast and the show as a whole. However, she's more of a massive Cody fangirl, always attempting to find opportunities to be with him, sometimes in the creepiest way possible. But Sierra's so loyal to Cody that she would sacrifice her body and help to protect and satisfy her Codykins. So yeah, the annoying fangirl stereotype that I thought was meh, I didn't really mind.
Don't worry, Cody. I'll be your eyes and ears and as many nostrils as you need me to be.
Cody? You mean Cameron, right?
Sure.
Fuck.
Well, let's just say that Sierra's fascination with Cody went a little overboard in All Stars. And the unfortunate victim was Cameron, who Sierra pictures as Cody, and Jesus fucking Christ do I feel extremely bad for him. Seriously, this girl cannot leave the bubble boy alone, all because she misses her fuckboy. She continuously obsesses over him, even getting whatever the fuck fringe rat that is and named it Cody as her child. Yeah, this girl needs help, all because she's obsessed over someone that she loves so much. I mean, I can't think of another person who would obsess over someone, especially a drawing. Wait. Cameron. And speaking of Cameron, what the hell happened to this kid? He gained the underdog victory from Revenge of the Island and became motherfucking Iron Man in the finale. And now he's reduced to becoming the victim in Sierra's fetish imagination about Cody and just becoming a flat out embarrassment. Like, Cameron wasn't a fan favorite in my book on Revenge of the Island, but I can appreciate the kind of intelligible character that he is, even though he's not the strongest in the game. But of course in All Stars, bad shit happens to him that is so undeserving, and now he's moved on to the villains team because why the fuck not? He already had to deal with a crazy fangirl obsessing over him, and someone wanted to get rid of him. Guess fucking who? And also that he got eliminated later due to injuries, which was a horrible way to go. Not to mention he relies too much on Mike and Zoe, which he did last season, but at least he achieved a triumphant victory on his own in the end. Here it's like they're both his fucking parents. I don't mind that they're friends and all, but what the fuck happened? Cameron may not be one of my favorites, but this kid deserved much better than this. He at least won last season, but his position in All Stars was just pitiful and unwarranted.
None of it does! It's unlike any equation I've ever encountered! Endangerment plus betrayal times evidence equals... Ah!
Pal, you know you can trust me.
No! I can't trust anyone! I'm the lone wolf! I'm the new lightning! Shut something!
DJ. Oh, Devin Joseph, what have they done to you? To be honest, DJ was a really cool dude in Island. Yeah, sure, he still has a sensitive side, especially if it includes horror movies and cute pet bunnies. but he also gets along with the guys and has his moments to shine. Also, can I just add that DJ threw Owen off a fucking cliff in the Paintball Deer Hunter episode? May seem nice on the outside, but brutal on the inside. But wow, what did they do to DJ in action and especially World Tour? Well, shut up, I'll tell you. He became a massive mama's boy and would get scared for any little thing. Not to mention he was forced into an illegal alliance with Chef, which I thought was an okay storyline, but it really diminished DJ's character and made him extremely weak. Then World Tour came in, and it was not a lucky season for this guy. He broke an animal statue in Egypt on the first episode, and now he has the animal curse. No surprise, every animal that DJ encounters with later in the season either get hurt or want to tear him limb from limb. He even wanted to quit the show or find a way to disrupt the challenges so he can be eliminated early and go home to his mama. Sadly, it went the other way around. Hell, even when he got eliminated, it just... God, it felt so sad and disappointing. I'll be honest, there were a couple moments with DJ that did make me laugh, but at the same time, I just felt bad for him. Seriously, is this a way to improve his character? Completely eliminating all of his good traits and give him a massive unnecessary change? And, oh yeah, the undeserving animal curse. If it's a way to be humorous, well, some aspects were spot on, but goddamn, DJ deserved much better than this. Hope his mom was treating him well.
First, I accidentally destroy a mummified dog, and now I assault a bird? Man, I love animals. This never would have happened back home.
Lindsay. You can tell this girl's reputation's already demolished when she couldn't even push a damn shopping cart and actually wanted to quit the show early. That was in All Stars, by the way, which explains a lot. Look, Lindsay is the dumb, pretty, blonde stereotype that probably couldn't tell the difference between the taste of Coke and Pepsi, but she had her moments. I still remember the bike episode and how Lindsay finally stood up to Heather and cursed her out for being a heartless and unfriendly bitch. Get a Clue is my favorite Total Drama action episode because of Lindsay and her unexpected detective skills. And come on, remember Admiral Lindsay, her hotness? Yeah, she was still a dumbass and can be easily manipulated, but this girl does have skills. Well, at least when it does happen. I mean, we can all agree that Lindsay should have been in the action finale against Duncan. Nothing against Beth, but she wasn't exactly a favorite when it comes to who the fans want to see in the finale. But Lindsay? Yeah, definitely. Well, she's now resorted to actually having a pile of Lego bricks as her brain. Not to mention the way Lindsay was eliminated early in World Tour was just completely uncalled for. And now she's nothing more than filler in the All-Stars cast and embarrassed herself at the elimination ceremony. It's sad seeing a sweet and pretty girl like Lindsay get treated like this.
I want to win $1 million so I can spend it on a lifetime supply of lip gloss, but I forgot how hard this is. Never thought I'd say it, but no lip gloss is worth this.
Duncan. Say what you want about Dunkin' Donuts, you can't deny that it left this mark on Total Drama. And I mean that in the best and worst way. He's the punk dude that bullies the nerds and goes around being the tough guy and pushing his way to his fellow teammates. Although he doesn't like to acknowledge it, but Duncan does have a soft spot at times. Whether it's getting DJ a new pet bunny in Island or working together with Harold in Action. Yeah, that actually happened. Duncan seems to do some nice things every now and then. Like I said, he doesn't like admitting to it, but does it regardless. And yet people still call him a villain. This is what I really like about Duncan and the reason why he's one of my favorite characters. And I still think him and Courtney are perfect for each other. Well, without the toxicity from Action. Now, I gotta ask though, what the fuck happened to him in World Tour and All Stars? He quit the show the first goddamn episode, went rogue and into hiding, and now he's back on the show. And all of a sudden, Duncan lost all feelings for Courtney and started cheating on her with Gwen. Yeah, apparently since this whole thing was fired up in Action with some serious accusations, and it turns out it was true. Of course, why not? This was a serious blow to Duncan's status as a good character because why at that time would be a good idea to cheat on the girl who he previously had the hots for? Now he doesn't fully give a shit and just make out with another girl who in the previous seasons didn't seem fully interested in. Somehow this has turned into one of the worst storylines in the entire series, the fucking love triangle. Now look, I wouldn't mind with this kind of storyline as long as all the characters involved could at least get something good out of it, right? I wish. Instead, Duncan somehow still had feelings for Courtney, which caused Gwen to break up with him. Well, I hope that was worth it. I mean, I like Duncan being unintentionally soft at times, but this running joke was just plain overkill. I mean, it's funny at times, but damn, this isn't the Duncan I know and we'll probably never see again. Oh man.
Ugh, to all my peeps back home and in juvie, I am not a hero. It must be a trap to gain my trust, and then BAM! They vote me off. Fat chance of that. But I can't let them know that I know. So yeah, I ate the cake. It was like eating the happiest day of my life.
Courtney. Okay, I didn't put her at number 1 because, well, I already made a long ass video on the CIT, which I put a shit ton of effort into, so I'll make this short. Courtney was fucking awesome in Island, no surprise. She was kind of annoying in action, but I didn't really mind. She was alright in the beginning of World Tour until after the fucking threesome happened and plummeted down hard at the end. And of course, All Stars, the writers buried her entire character to the ground. I won't say that Courtney's the perfect character, but by God, she at least had a motivation of winning and building relationships. Then her focus is just all over the place, from petty emotions to full-out vengeance on her former boyfriend and on and off best friend. Courtney would have made it farther in All Stars and went on to the finale against Scott or Zoe. I would fucking pay to see that actually take place. Unfortunately, I know I've said this many times, but I can't help it. Sunday Muddy Sunday happened, and well, she was ruined forever. I honestly want her to recover from this terrible experience and fucking win a season for once, if that'll ever happen.
At least I still have my pride.
Oh, and how much I hate the fucking love triangle, because I added Duncan 3rd and Courtney 2nd, but guess who's first? Gwen. I can't. I don't believe. You know what? I'll be right back. So Gwen, she was fucking awesome in Island and definitely deserved to be in the finale. Sure, she has the gout type elements, but at least not completely cruel. At times she does get pushed to her limits and has to fight back, but she's mostly friend to everyone on the island. Not to mention she at least got to go out with that guitar guy. Action didn't do her much justice, since now she's viewed as a bad person for breaking up with Tran and planning her own elimination with the killer grips. And now she's a suspect of the already mentioned bullshit love triangle between her, Duncan, and Courtney, which at first she's excessively denied. And what a fucking surprise! Turns out she really likes Duncan and World Tour and decided to go out with him without any breakup confirmation between him and Courtney. Sure, they kinda broke up during the Action Manhunt special, but it seemed like they were back together again. Hell, even Courtney was happy that Duncan was back in World Tour, and then the goddamn kiss. The kiss that changed everything in the worst way possible. From that point, Gwen was so desperate to be friends with Courtney and at the same time didn't want her relationship with Duncan to shred to pieces. Then when Courtney found out about the two, she goes into an emotional berserk. And Gwen, even though she felt guilty about what happened, still goes out with Duncan. She's like, I mean, I was best friends with this girl, but fuck that, I love this guy's dick. And her elimination and the whatever the fucking episode name was, that goes to show how much the people behind the show fucked up Gwen's character. And God, I can't believe I'm mentioning All Stars again. Now all of a sudden she wants to be friends with Courtney again, despite that she is still going out with Duncan. And once again, later in the season, she broke up with Duncan because he somehow still had feelings for Courtney. And need I mention Sunday Muddy Sunday? I fucking hate that episode! Just, what the hell happened to that sarcastic and tough but nice and likable goth girl that everyone loved in Island? What the fuck happened to her? Why did these people ruin her? I mean, I know Courtney was the most mistreated, but maybe she has an opportunity to come back with a redemption story arc. But for Gwen? I honestly don't know. I mean, she already won a season and her ending, I don't really see a point of her coming back to another season, if it's possible. She's done. I'm done. Stay safe, everyone.